Welcome to this deep dive. Today we're cutting through all the noise of the last few weeks. We're going to analyze a set of sources that, frankly, reveal an industry moving at absolute warp speed. It's all being driven by some intense executive ambition and, maybe surprisingly, a new focus on emotional connection in AI models.
That's exactly right. Our mission today is really to give you that shortcut, get you fully informed. We're going to trace where these monumental capital bets are being placed, and crucially, how the goalposts for what makes an AI good are shifting away from just data crunching and more toward intelligence that's embedded in the physical world.
Okay, let's unpack this immediately. Our discussion is going to focus on three massive themes. First, the pretty surprising operational return of a tech titan. This signals multi-billion-dollar commitments to, like you said, physical infrastructure AI.
Right. And then second, there's the evolution of consumer models. We have to talk about Grok 4.1, where the success metric is now, well, it's decidedly about the vibe.
The vibe, yeah. Creativity, empathy, not just raw reasoning. And then finally, we'll look at a flood of new productivity tools and some infrastructure updates that are designed to fundamentally change how you work.
This material gives us a very clear picture of what the leaders in this space are prioritizing. It's scale, it's speed, and it's about simulating the real world. So let's just jump straight into the biggest story that shows this shift. Project Prometheus.
This is where it gets really interesting. 4 years after stepping back from Amazon, Jeff Bezos is reportedly returning. And not just returning, but taking on an operational leadership role, co-leading this new, intensely secretive startup called Project Prometheus. The sheer scale of this move, it demands our attention.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
And this isn't some small venture capital play. Prometheus is dedicated to developing AI systems specifically for engineering and manufacturing sectors. So think aerospace, computing fabrication, the automotive industry.
And the money behind it.
The money is huge. A massive capital outlay, $6.2 billion already secured. This is an investment in what we call physical world intelligence.
And the talent they're poaching is it's staggering. Our sources say Prometheus has already recruited about 100 employees from elite labs, OpenAI, DeepMind, Meta. When you see that level of human and financial capital moving, you have to ask, what is the opportunity that's big enough to lure Bezos back into the operational thick of it?
It's the next Amazon-sized opportunity.
Yeah.
But in the physical domain. And he's sharing CEO duties with Vic Bezos, a physicist who actually co-founded Verily. So you combine Bezos' clear interest in aerospace, with Blue Origin, with Bezos' deep background in scientific application. And you see the goal. It's AI that can learn, understand, and actually control real-world systems. This goes so far beyond predictive maintenance. We're talking about agentic AI that designs, optimizes, and oversees manufacturing processes all on its own.
So it's about translating that abstract intelligence into tangible control over materials, over machines. But this massive optimism, this acceleration, the $6.2 billion investment, it also comes with some pretty pointed warnings. And they're coming from the very people building the technology.
Yes. To give you the full picture, we have to balance this ambition with context from Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei. He recently gave an interview with some very powerful and frankly sobering predictions about the speed of all this.
He believes we're heading into what he called a compressed 21st century, a period where tech progress just accelerates tenfold, maybe allowing us to achieve huge breakthroughs like curing diseases or doubling human lifespan. But that optimism it's sharply contrasted by his warning about jobs.
He specifically warned that AI could eliminate half of all entry-level white-collar jobs. And he wasn't talking about some far-off future. He described the shift as broad and faster than any previous technological disruption the workforce has ever seen.
And this is a really crucial piece of context for you, the learner. The same leaders investing billions in this rapid acceleration are, at the same time, acknowledging the profound and immediate societal displacement that comes with it. It just raises this huge question, right? How do you prepare for a future where massive wealth is generated by AI managing the physical world, while the traditional ladder for entry-level work is being dismantled at this unprecedented speed?
It shows the industry's focus is absolutely on growth and capability, but the developers themselves are openly grappling with the velocity of the change they're unleashing.
That transition takes us perfectly from executive ambition to product strategy, because the focus on consumer-facing AI is undergoing its own profound shift. The model wars are heating up, but the key metric is no longer just raw reasoning scores.
That's exactly where the sources detailing xAI's release of Grok 4.1 come in. What's so fascinating here is the explicit strategic choice. They chose to prioritize creativity and emotional intelligence. They're moving past that baseline intelligence we now expect from LLMs and focusing heavily on the user experience, on that vibe.
Right, the vibe. Grok 4.1 claims to take the top spot in certain user rankings, and it achieved the highest emotional intelligence score among tested systems. That means it's optimized for empathy, for a better conversational tone. For you, the user, that means less friction, fewer robotic replies, and better handling of ambiguous prompts.
And just to put this in a technical context for a moment, this focus on conversational quality is only possible because they address some core performance issues first. They rolled this update out under the code name Quasarflux in the LM Arena, which is this competitive platform developers use to see what users actually prefer. Crucially, they cut their hallucination rate way down, from 12% to a reported 4%. Yeah.
That reduction, a two-thirds drop in factual errors, that's the foundation. Once you know the model isn't going to mislead you as often, the experience just becomes more enjoyable, more trustworthy. And we see this reflected in the creative benchmarks, too. Grok 4.1 ranked just behind GPT 5.1 on the creative writing V3 benchmark.
This really confirms a critical market shift. Once models achieve a certain threshold of reliability, the competitive edge hinges entirely on perceived personality and engagement. If you're integrating AI into your workflow for brainstorming or writing, you will naturally gravitate toward the system that feels the most natural to talk to, as long as it's also accurate.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Let's look at the developments that impact your daily life right now. We can start with practical productivity tools and then dive into the infrastructure that's supporting all of this.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, you'll see how these massive AI models are being broken down and embedded into simple, specific workflows that are designed to save you time.
Let's start with Google. They just launched the Gemini-powered Help Me Schedule feature for Gmail. This is such a brilliant piece of agentic automation. Instead of that endless email chain trying to find a meeting time, the AI just automatically pulls your available slots from Google Calendar and puts them right in the email thread. It's friction elimination at scale.
And their research assistant, Notebook LM, is getting some major improvements. It's becoming a true centralized hub. It now offers deep research. You just pose a question, and the feature browses external websites for you, acting almost like an agent, and delivers a source report back.
What I found most impressive in the sources about Notebook LM was the expanded file support. Of course, it handles the standard stuff, PDFs, Word docs, Sheets, but it also now supports images of handwritten notes. Think about that. The ability to pull insight from a photo of a whiteboard or a physical memo just massively expands its utility.
Moving over to Google Travel, they're embedding AI features directly into search as well. This includes Canvas for generating custom itineraries, expanded flight deals tools, and even agentic booking capabilities that handle the tedious parts of travel planning for you.
Okay, now let's talk about the infrastructure moves supporting all this growth. This links right back to that idea of physical world intelligence and speed.
Indeed. We're seeing major research labs optimizing their systems for speed and for simulation realism. DeepMind, for example, unveiled WeatherNext 2. It's a forecasting AI that generates predictions 8 times faster than previous models. And it can simulate hundreds of possible weather shifts in a single minute. That speed is just vital for emergency preparedness.
And speaking of simulation, NVIDIA dropped Apollo, a new family of open-source physics models. This is directly relevant to the manufacturing goals we were just talking about with Prometheus. Apollo is designed to accelerate industrial simulations in areas like automotive design, aerospace engineering, providing that accuracy you need for real-world control systems.
Then in the cloud space, Cloudflare acquired Replicate. Replicate brings its massive catalog of over 50,000 models and fine-tuning tools directly onto Cloudflare's Workers platform. This basically means advanced model deployment and customization just became way more accessible for developers. It's a huge infrastructure unlock.
And finally, a little nod to core research. OpenAI's VP of Research, Jerry Tork, posted a highly significant update. He mentioned that a better version of the model that won gold at the International Mathematical Olympiad is set to be released.
And that IMO gold win is a huge deal. It signifies an AI that has achieved advanced mathematical reasoning, formal proof generation. It's a key benchmark for general intelligence. The release of a refined version suggests that breakthroughs in solving these highly complex, abstract problems are coming soon, and they'll be integrated into the next generation of LLMs.
All right, let's wrap this deep dive by looking at some of the trending AI tools you can integrate into your life today. These are quick wins for efficiency and creativity.
We can group these by their immediate use case. For pure creativity, Google Gemini now has new video controls for using VO in-app. This gives you much greater visual creative control. And 11 Labs Image and Video lets you generate visuals and then layer in voices, music, sound effects. It makes complex multimedia production instant.
If your goal is more career optimization, UPCV is trending. It helps you build a professional resume in minutes using AI, refining your experience for specific job roles.
For complex research and brainstorming, there are two great new platforms. Cosmos, from Edison Scientific, is described as a next-gen AI scientist. And then FunBlocks allows you to explore, think, and create pretty much anything with robust AI assistance. It's a very flexible brainstorming partner.
And finally, for workflow efficiency, two tools stand out. Aiden turns your written processes, your standard operating procedures, into working automations without needing visual builders or any coding. And Peak Forms lets you build conversational forms for deep, actionable user insights, which is a huge step up from static surveys.
So what does this all mean when we bring these themes together? We've seen this massive executive ambition, these multi-billion-dollar bets on transloading AI into control over the physical world. Project Prometheus is the key example. And at the same time, consumer-facing models like Grok 4.1 are racing to prioritize emotional intelligence, focusing on that perceived personality.
Yeah, the sources really highlight a dual acceleration path. You have infrastructure focused on physical control manufacturing, weather, engineering, and then you have models designed for deeply personalized, empathetic interaction. These two tracks are the defining focus of the industry right now.
And we'd encourage you to consider this one provocative thought as you process all these changes. How will the increasing focus on engineering emotional intelligence into AI models change the way we trust and interact with the very systems that manage our essential physical infrastructure? What happens when the systems governing critical real-world functions are intentionally designed to be persuasive and empathetic?
That is something to mull over. Thank you for tuning in to this deep dive. Follow us, and please share this with anyone looking for a quick, essential briefing on the week in AI.
See you in the next deep dive.